Welcome back to the channel. My name is Thomas Fletcher and I'm the host of the LCSW Network and the Military Social Work Network. If you're new to the channels, please do me a favor by smashing that like button, by subscribing to the channel, and by sharing this video with your social work colleagues and friends. The purpose of both of these channels is to create a community of hope and support where social workers and military social workers can come for relevant news, information, and inspiration. Well, welcome back. I am returning with our series called Ask a Military Social Worker. So recently I received a question from a person named F. Lindsay 0001 asking, how can I become a military social worker? So that's what I will be talking about today. No script, I'm just freestyling it today, guys. First of all, there are so many different pathways to becoming a military social worker. And I'm gonna just use my own experience. I would say for the vast majority of social workers, the path of least resistance is to become a military social worker at the Department of Veterans Affairs. The Department of Veterans Affairs happens to be the largest employer of master's level social workers. And actually, I have been employed by the Department of Veterans Affairs for over the past 17 years. Quick disclaimer, this video is not being sponsored, endorsed, or promoted by either the Department of Veterans Affairs or the Department of Defense, and the views and opinions stated in this video are mine alone. So anyway, getting back to how to become a military social worker, here's my experience, guys. I attended the University at Buffalo almost 30 years. I attended there for my bachelor's. I did a bachelor's in psychology, and I had a mentor in the psychology department who introduced me to the field of social work, believe it or not. It was actually a psychologist. So after I finished my bachelor's in psychology, I applied and went straight into the Master of Social Work program at the State University of New York at Buffalo, UB we call it. And I got my master's degree in social work. After that, I did not directly go into the VA or the military. Actually, I got some really great experience working in 2 psychiatric state hospitals. And it was after working in that second state hospital in California. Long story short, I wasn't able to transfer my New York State license over to California as easily as I thought. And the state of California, they had a time limit on how long they would give social workers to get their license in the state system. Luckily for me, I applied for several VA positions, and I was accepted into one of those positions. So I tell that story to let you all know that you don't necessarily need to go to a school that specializes in military social work. My school, the University of Buffalo, did not, all those years ago when I attended. I'm sure they have a military concentration now, as many schools do, but I did not attend a school that had a military or veteran focus. The program, the concentration that I studied in my master's program was adult mental health and wellness. And that concentration has served me in many systems, both military and non-military. So I would say that's important. If you want to work as a military social worker, you have to be a strong mental health clinician, okay? So I say all that to say that because of my background in working in those 2 state psychiatric hospitals in New York and California, by the time I applied for that mental health intensive case management position at the Department of Veterans Affairs, I was already a seasoned social worker that had over 4 or 5 years of clinical experience working with seriously mentally ill people. So I was able to leverage that experience to get my first job in the VA. So that is, I would say that is probably the easiest way to become a military social worker, is to get that experience, whether you're going to school for veteran military concentration. I would say that's not a deal breaker, because like I said, I did not have that opportunity to study veteran and military populations when I was in school. I would say the most important thing is to focus on the mental health aspect. You know, learn about diagnosing, learn about all the different mental health conditions that people experience. You know, depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, PTSD. You know, if you have a strong background in mental health and providing mental health treatment, that will increase your chances of getting into the Department of Veterans Affairs to work as a military social worker. I would say the other pathways, while not as popular, are still possible for you to become a military social worker. Obviously, the second pathway would be to become a uniformed social worker. And there's many pathways. I've done a lot of videos, so I'm not going to go in great detail, but you can do like I did. You can, after getting your master's degree, after getting your license, you can talk to an Army medical department or the Navy or the Air Force. Those right now, the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force are the 3 branches that hire uniformed military social workers. So talk to a recruiter from any of those branches. Here's what I did. So about 11 years ago, I talked to an AMED, which is Army Medical Department recruiter. And at that point, I had already had my master's degree. I already had my license in social work. So I talked to the recruiter, and I was able to come in through the direct commissioning process. And again, I've done other videos where I talk about that, so I'm not going to go into great detail about that. I've also talked in previous videos about other people that I work with now that did other pathways. Like I have a battle buddy that I'm serving with right now. His name is Dan. He did the ROTC pathway to becoming a social work officer in the military. I have another battle buddy. His name is Mike. He did another pathway. He did OCS. So again, there are many different pathways to becoming a military social worker. The most important factor that you need to that you need to consider in your career development is that you choose a master's degree MSW program that is accredited by the Council on Social Work Education. That is the most important factor to becoming a military social worker, because if the school that you attend is not accredited by the Council on Social Work Education, you will not be able to get those VA social work jobs. You will not be able to talk to the Army or the Navy or the Air Force about, or the I forgot to mention the Public Health Service Commission Corps. They also have social work uniform positions. So to get any of these jobs, whether it's the VA, DoD, or the Public Health Service Commission Corps, your MSW program has to be accredited by the Council on Social Work Education. I can't stress that enough. Okay, because you know, we've got all these for-profit schools popping up, trying to get their hands on our dollars, right? So you need to make sure that whatever school you end up going to, they're accredited by the Council on Social Work Education. All right, F. Lindsay 0001, I hope that answered your question. But again, feel free to watch my previous videos. where I've gone into great detail about the many pathways of becoming a military social worker, about becoming a VA social worker, about becoming other uniformed social workers. All right, so I'm going to stop there, but I want to thank you all for watching this video. For all the social workers out there, thank you for the work that you do every day for your clients, for your agency, and for the profession. Please continue to support each other and yourselves. Bye for now.